Hello grade 7 students. So how all of you are doing? I trust that all of you are doing great. So, and how was your weekend? I hope that you had a good weekend. So welcome back to our another class for subject science. And today we will learn about non-metals. Okay, so last week we studied about metals like steel, iron, okay, and the properties of metals. But today we will learn about non-metals. So I'm going to read first and then I will explain you. Okay, so non-metals are useful often because of their chemical reactions. So non-metals have chemical reactions. There is a lot of variation between non-metals. Properties shared by almost all non-metals. Non-metals look dull. Like metals, they have a shiny surface, but non-metals, they don't have shiny surface. Okay, they look dull. They do not reflect light very well, and the surface is not as smooth as metals. Non-metals that are solids are brittle. Most non-metals do not conduct heat energy well. This is useful because some can be used to make handles for cooking pans. Most non-metals do not conduct electricity. This is useful because some can be used to make coverings for electric cables and plugs. Okay, so properties shared by non-metals. Okay, non-metals are not as strong or hard-wearing as metals. Many non-metals are gases. Okay, gases like air. Okay, air is a gas. Gases. So how do we gases? We cannot see. Okay, but we can feel it. Okay, so like steam. Steam is a gas, but we can see steam. Okay, so some gases can be seen, some cannot. Okay. The non-metals that are not gases have low melting points and low boiling points. Okay. And next, sulfur is added to rubber to make it hard. Okay. Pure oxygen is used in hospitals for people with breathing difficulties. The balloons are filled with helium. Chlorine is used to kill bacteria. Carbon is used to purify water. Silicon is used to make computer chips. Okay. So let's have a look here. What is non-metal? Okay, so his definition of non-metal. What is non-metal? Substances which are soft and dull. Okay, so substances which are soft and dull, that is non-lustrous. Okay, mean non-shiny. Okay, non-ductile. Okay, means they don't have a density. Okay, they cannot be stretched into wires, or they cannot be we cannot make sheets like steel sheets with them. Okay, and non-malleable and poor conductor of heat and electricity. So they are very poor conductor of electricity and heat, are called non-metals. So most of non-metals are gases, and most of non-metals are gases. Okay. Next, types of non-metals. Hydrogen gas. Okay, oxygen gas. So oxygen, we need oxygen to survive. Okay, so we breathe in oxygen and we breathe out carbon dioxide. Fluorine gas, chlorine gas, bromine liquid. Iodine we get from salt. Okay, so like if you go buy salt, you can check on that iodine. Sometimes it says iodine salt. Okay, so iodine we get from salt, solid. Carbon, solid. Silicon, solid. Nitrogen, gas. Okay, so now what are the uses of non-metals? Okay, so nitrogen is used in fertilizers like they use like spray in the farm to kill animal like deadly animals like bugs and rats. Okay, so they use fertilizers. Okay, and chlorine, water purification. So chlorine is used to purify water. And hydrogen, rocket fuel. So have you ever seen rocket? So hydrogen is used as a fuel, like in the car we use petrol as a fuel, but in rocket hydrogen is used as a fuel. Carbon, pencil, okay, so carbon, your tip of your pencil is made out of carbon, graphite, okay, so graphite is a type of carbon, okay. So let me I cannot find pencil here. So if you have pencil, we use pencil whenever we study. So that black tip is carbon, okay. So these are the and so how do we differentiate metals and non-metals, okay. So non-metals are soft and dull, but metals are hard, solid and shiny, okay. So like iron, steel, okay, so these are shiny, okay. So metals are shiny but non-metals are not shiny, okay, like copper, gold, silver. So why gold and silver is used for making jewelry? Because it is shiny. So that, whereas non-metals are soft and dull. Non-lustrous. So non-metals are non-lustrous, same like they are not shiny. Non-ductile. So means they cannot be stretched, like steel. Steel can be stretched to make sheets, okay. So iron, with the iron can make rods, iron rod, long rods, okay. And but non-metals are non-ductiles, they can be broken easily, okay. And non-malleable, okay. So the non-metals are non-malleable, mean they cannot be, so mostly non-metals are gases. So we cannot hammer a gas. So which is something, if something is solid like metals, we can be the metals can be hammered to make into any shape, but non-metals not. And they are poor conductor of heat and electricity. So a gas cannot conduct electricity or gas. So that's why they are poor conductor of heat and electricity, but metals are good conductor of heat and electricity. That's why plastic. So plastic is a non-metal. This chair, plastic is a non-metal. Okay, plastic is a non-metal. Wood, okay, so wood is a non-metal, glass is a non-metal, okay, because that's why all the cooking pans have plastic handles. So we use cooking pans at home, so most of the cooking pans have plastic handles, because plastic is a non-metal and it is a bad conductor of heat and electricity. So and copper wires, you see wires at home. So like wires, you can see covering, okay, covering for the wires. So covering for the wires is from sometimes plastic material, okay, and it is non-metal, because that's why we don't feel, that's why it's a bad conductor of electricity. And plugs, all the plugs at house made out of plastic, and plastic is a, that's why plastic is a bad conductor of electricity, okay. So and one more thing, non-metals have a low boiling point, okay, and low melting point, whereas metals, all the metals have high melting points. To melt a metal, it needs to be on fire for a long time, because excuse me, because it has high melting point. But non-metals, they have low melting points, like gases, all the gases have low melting points. So if you will like in future, if you will go study chemistry or physics, you will learn a periodic table. So these all are on periodic table. Okay, periodic table, we elements we have on periodic table we have 52, I think 50 plus animals, no elements, sorry, 52 elements. So you will learn if you go study like a bachelor of chemistry or you go study bachelor of physics, you will learn all these things in depth. So many non-metals, okay, so and non-metals are not strong, okay, and mostly non-metals are not strong, like a pencil tape, like pencil, and you can break it easily with your hand, so that means it's not that strong, okay. And chlorine is used for, so these are some, and silicon is used to make computer chips, okay. So if you will see a motherboard of a computer, such motherboard, computer CPU, just write down CPU. You will see small chips in there, the black chips, okay. So those chips are made out of silicon, and they are not that strong, can be broken easily with hands, but whereas metals cannot be broken with hands, okay. So coming on to your task 1, your task 1 is on page number 83. So you need to answer these questions, these 3 questions, okay. So name 5 non-metals other than sulfur and helium, okay. So don't count sulfur and helium, name 5 non-metals. What is sulfur used for? What is sulfur used for? So I would like, what is sulfur used for? What property of the gas helium makes it useful in the balloons? So helium is used in the balloons, okay. So I did not write down here. So helium is a gas, okay. So helium is a non-metal and it's a gas, so it is used in balloons. So why it is used in balloons? So what property of helium makes it useful in balloon, okay. So these 3 questions you have to answer. So this is your task 1, and if you will have any doubts, any questions, you can ask me. This is the end of our first video. I will see you in the next video. Hello students, welcome back to our second video for today. So today we are learning about non-metals, okay. So in last video we learned about some types of non-metals. So we have sulfur, okay. So I can just write down sulfur, okay, and helium. So why helium is used in balloons? Because helium has a low density, okay, it is lighter than air, so that's why it is used in balloons. So if it is used in anything, it can make anything float. That's why when helium, so when you see balloons can fly high in the sky, so that means they have helium inside, okay. So balloons, they can fly, they can float, they can fly high in the sky, so because of helium, and helium is lighter than air, so that's why it is used in balloons. Sulfur, what are the use of sulfur? Sulfur is used sulfur is used to make sulfuric acid, and sulfuric acid is used in detergent, like to washing clothes, okay, detergent like dishwashing, okay, and to refine oil, okay. So sulfuric acid is used for these things, okay. And coming on to your task 2. So your task 2 will be posted in the group. So I will give you task 2 in the group, and I will give you enough time. I will give you instructions. If you will have any doubts, any questions, you can ask me regarding task 2, okay. And so if you don't do your task, you will not get any points. So always do your activities that is given in the class, okay. So that's it. In the second video, I will see you in the third and last video. Hello students, welcome back to our third and last video for today, and you guys have done a great job with your task 1 and task 2. So Before I give you homework, so I will wrap up one last time. So non-metals, we're learning about non-metals. So what is non-metal? So substances which are soft and dull. So non-metals are soft and dull. There is non-lustrous, okay, like no shiny surface, non-ductile, so cannot be stretched, okay, or cannot be hammered to make any shapes, okay, non-malleable, so like cannot be hammered, and poor conductor of heat and electricity are called non-metals. So they do not conduct, they are poor conductor of heat and electricity. Most of non-metals are gases. So most of non-metals are gases. So types of non-metals, like as I mentioned earlier, most of non-metals are gases. So hydrogen gas, oxygen gas, fluorine gas, chlorine gas, bromine liquid, iodine solid. Iodine is found in the salt, okay. So oxygen is used in the hospital, okay, for the people that have breathing problems. But in everyday life, we breathe in oxygen and we breathe out carbon dioxide, okay. And plants produce, that's why we say plant more trees, because plant produce oxygen and they inhale, they breathe in carbon dioxides, okay. And carbon solid, silicon solid, nitrogen gas, okay, and sulfur is powder shape, okay, helium gas, okay, and sulfur is used for to make detergents, fertilizers, okay, and nitrogen is also used in fertilizers, okay, and to refine oil, okay. Helium is used in balloons because it is lighter than air, it has low density, that's why it is used in balloons. And chlorine is used to purify water, okay. And hydrogen rocket fuel mean like same like in car we use petrol, motorbike we use petrol, but hydrogen is used in rocket, okay, like spacecraft. Carbon pencil, so you can pencil tip, the black one, so that is from carbon, okay. Graphite, so graphite is a form of carbon, okay. And what are the differences between metals and non-metals? So metals have high melting point, non-metals have low melting points, okay. And metals are hard and shiny, okay, but non-metals are soft and dull. Same like non-lustrous, metals are lustrous, mean they are shiny, they have shiny surface, but non-metals not. Metals are ductile, means they can be stretched into making wires, making sheets, okay, steel sheets, but with non-metal we cannot do that, okay. And metals are good conductor of heat and electricity, non-metals are poor conductor of heat and electricity, okay. And mostly metals are gases, mostly metals are solids, okay, sorry. And non-metals are gases, okay. So these are the differences between metals, and we will study next week in depth what are the differences between metals and non-metals, okay. So homework, your homework is on page number 83, activity 6.2. So activity 6.2, okay. So your teacher will give you a list of non-metals to choose one. Choose one non-metal, use reference books and the internet to find out about it. So you need to find out, you can use Google, okay. I will give you, you can choose any non-metal, but do not choose the same one, okay. If one student choose this one, next one can choose this one. I don't want you to choose same, okay. Do not choose same, okay. So if one student choose hydrogen, next one choose oxygen, and you need to answer this question: what it is used for, what are its properties, okay, where is it found, does the non-metal need to be processed before it can be used, if so how it is done, okay. Are there any interesting facts about it, okay. So this is a kind of research that you need to do it on Google, okay. So that's it. If you will have any doubts, any questions regarding your homework, you can let me know. I will be there to help you, okay. So that's it for today. I will see you next week. Take care, be safe, bye bye, and thanks for participating.